Welcome back to TapRooT TV. I'm Benna and today we're going to talk about a topic called benefits of hands-on learning.
Yes.
And I have an expert with me here, Barb Carr. She has a degree in psychology and she is a TapRooT instructor. So she has a lot of knowledge about this, and you're great at doing the hands-on instructing there, Barb.
Thank you.
I love watching it when you teach. I read an article that was in careertrends.com.
Okay.
And what it was talking about that I found really, really interesting was it was comparing passive learning with active learning and practicing and all that during your training course. And with passive learning, basically you're sitting there, you're listening to an instructor, and you're not, or you're online and you're just reading or whatever. You're not participating. Your retention rate is about 20% of what you're trying to learn. That's not a lot.
No, it's really not. I know that would increase to 75% if you were doing hands-on learning and in a classroom environment. And I think this is a really interesting topic because we are in the virtual age. Everything's social media, everything's online training. And that's not to say that there's no appropriate reason to do online training, because it is the flexibility of online training is what a lot of people like.
I love online training.
Jump on, learn some information.
It's convenient, cost effective, all those things.
Cost effective.
But it has a place.
It has a place, however. I think for more advanced topics with more complex tools that you need to learn, there's really nothing better than being in a classroom environment for hands-on training. So tell me some of the things that you learned about the article, and we'll talk about
Well, one of the first things I thought about was the TapRooT training I had attended, and basically how in the course I would sit there, I'd listen and everything, and I would think, oh, I got this. Then we'd get off to the exercises, and I would be like, and you realize real quick, everybody heard the exact same thing, the exact same words, but people did not hear the exact same thing.
Right.
And when you got, so there's that guidance that's like really, really important that comes from the hands-on training, because you'll get in the exercise part of it, and suddenly you realize you're having to think about it, and you're realizing that, well, what I'm thinking is not the same thing. That person's hands go up, the instructor comes over, everybody gets clear, and that to me was like the guidance aspect.
That's a really good point. When I am teaching a TapRooT course, in the beginning we do introductions, and everybody introduces themselves, talks about where they work and what they hope to get out of the class. So the guidance there is key, because me, and I know the other instructors do this too, we're always listening to hear, why is this person in the course? And so then we can adapt to that. It'll stand out in my mind if someone says, oh, I wanted to learn a little bit more about interviewing, so I'll make a mental note to kind of provide a little bit, kind of concentrate that area more. So you don't get that in an online course.
Point.
You just get the straight modules.
Right.
And what happens when you're doing an online course and you're going module to module, if you don't understand something, you're just going to click to the next module. It's like, whatever. But you brought up a great point where you thought you learned it. So that would be, in essence, a module that you learned.
Right.
But you might go on, because you didn't practice it, you don't even know that you didn't learn it.
Right. Or I could have gone and done the practice, and like I love the team environment in the exercises that we do in the training, because in investigations you also often work with the team, so you figure out really quickly in that environment versus like a one-on-one learning that you're doing, that everybody's on the same page. And so when you're doing an investigation, you don't get to the investigation and realize, oh, we all learned something different.
Right.
And then everybody's kind of like, well, that's not what I think it is. And it gets cleared up, before they go home. And so I think that's awesome. The guidance aspect of hands-on is I think so important. The article also mentioned, and this kind of lines up with what we were just talking about too, that this stimulated learning. And so tell me how that helps increase retention. And
well, I think especially for an advanced topic, like I consider root cause analysis an advanced topic to learn. if you are actually learning and then practicing, then you're going to feel some success because you're actually going and working your snap chart and going through the tools and feeling successful with your team, and you're working on building a report at the end of the class. I think
that's important.
And that really stimulates the learning. That you have to really consider that you're not going to get that going through online learning. You're not going to feel, you may have some quizzes, things like that, but it's not going to be as gratifying as if you were actually, what we do in our courses is people actually bring incidents, and some of them are closed incidents that they've already done, and then they'll have the incident there and find out that they found so many new root causes that they never considered before, because now they're using TapRooT tools to do it, and so that stimulates learning, and that gets them really excited and feeling like they're really empowered with these new tools. That's something that you get in an online classroom.
Well,
not an online classroom, but a hands-on classroom.
Hands-on classroom, and the fact that you're going to present at the end of the class. I mean, that's going to keep you on your toes. You're not going to be a slack learner in when you have on-hands training versus passive learning. So, because I'll get online or something and I'll start doing a course, and I'll lollygag through it or whatever. I don't feel the intensity to really step up my game on this, because I've got time. Nobody's watching me. I'm not going to, I have time to make mistakes in my learning, and clear them up. But I think the energy level of the hands-on course it's a lot better. You're energetic. It stimulates your brain. I would think that that helps with some of the retention as well.
Yes, and I think if you're a multitasker, which most of us think that we are, and don't even get me started on multitasking, because you're either focused on one thing or another. You can't do multiple things at the same time. But
like we try to do right here.
Like we're trying to do here. But if you are a multitasker and you're taking an online course, you're going to be thinking, I'm going to listen to this audio lecture and check my email. Well, you're doing one or the other. You're not doing both. Well, if you're in a classroom, a hands-on classroom, and an instructor's up there, you're going to be, like you said, you're going to pay attention more because you have an instructor up there talking. You're not going to be rude and, hopefully checking your email or doing other work. You're going to be more focused in on that.
Well, and you're there to get that training done, and you're going to get it done. You're not going to do it over weeks at a time and here and there. I mean, you're going to leave knowing what you went in there to learn, and you'll be done once those 2 to 5 days are over. And I can tell you, I can do an online. I'll start it one day, and then I won't pick it up again until 3 or 4 days later, or things like that. So,
or I'll just try to pick out what I want and not really learn the whole program, and I can't skip ahead.
Since it's talking about retention, so I go back and I'll re-listen. I'm like, I don't remember hearing that. I mean, it's like, did I learn this? Did I go through this module yet? But that's just my brain. But the development of critical thinking skills was mentioned in this article. And the thing I like about in TapRooT training, it takes a little bit of that heat off of you. I mean, you do have critical thinking skills that you have to do, but the tools are so great that they do a lot of the thinking for you.
They really do. We've got over 30 years of research and development in these tools, and so you don't have to have all these, you don't have to have every root cause memorized.
Right.
You have tools that will guide you to that. So I think
the questions
it helps with development of critical thinking skills, because you don't have to have all the stuff in your memory. However, once you learn these tools in a hands-on environment, you're able to free up some of that space in your brain to really think critically about how this works. You don't have so much on your mind, and you can actually just use the tools and let them guide you. And there's a certain synergy that you'll have with your team when you're working on root cause analysis that will help you with develop those critical thinking skills.
Yeah, the tools are so great, and they help avoid bias and things like that, and which is very helpful. Common problem in it. Well, I love it. Barb, do you have anything else you want to add to what you think is one of your favorite parts about hands-on learning?
I think, as I mentioned before, you have to really think about when you're doing online training. There are some trainings that are appropriate that are for your information, but you really have to evaluate, what am I training for? Is this a business critical training? And I feel like investigating an incident so
Yes.
it doesn't happen again, so your people are safe, so that nobody dies, so that nobody's injured, so that you don't lose a lot of income because your machinery, your equipment downtime. That's a business critical thing.
Very
So
critical.
don't cut cost on that. I
Right.
mean, how much is a person's life worth? Are you going to put a value on that?
Exactly.
You know, invest in what matters.
Right.
Invest in your workplace. Invest in your people, and train up your team and be ready. Be ready for these.
And then
things.
use the online type training for your supplemental.
Yeah, for supplemental.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
And you've got a course that you're working on.
I do. I'm working on our first online training is going to be an evidence collection course. And that is the type of training that I
Right.
think is appropriate for online. It's supplemental training. It gives a lot of information that you can fit into this more complex root cause analysis training that you've had.
So you've got your fundamentals down
Yeah.
first.
Right.
And you know what you're doing first, and
Right.
then you're building upon that.
Exactly.
I like it. It's wonderful. Well, hands-on training is what we do with TapRooT, and we have public courses all around the world. If you have a handful of people that need to go, or your people are scattered in different areas, you can go to our website at taproot.com and look and see where we're holding courses, because we literally hold them all over the world. Everywhere. It amazes me some of the places that our instructors are, like right now. But then also, if you have, say, 10 or more people and you want to have us come on site, we're happy to do that. We love doing on-site courses. We get to really know the companies really well, can talk to them, help with implementation and things like that. So it's something we really love to do. But we want to see you at either one of those courses, public or on-site. Just give us a call at 865-539-2139, or you can email us at info@taproot.com. Barb, I appreciate you every time you come in here and talk to me about things, because I learn so much.
I enjoy it.
I learned so much. Keep following us on all of our social media platforms, because while the courses we're talking about cost money, we put out free content every business day.
Yes,
every
we do.
business weekday, there is new content that is put out on our blog, on our different social media platforms. So we are doing that stuff to help you with your improvement program. So we hope you get on there and utilize it, because, you know, that's what it's for.
That's right.
You know, whether you're using TapRooT yet or not, there's some really good beneficial information on there for you. So anyway, we hope you have a safe week, and we thank you for joining us, and we will see you next Wednesday at noon.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.